this one. So faded on a track like this, 'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out loud goodbye.
The world needs Superman. I made him a promise. This is why I brought you together.
Ride ain't over yet.
My man.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Vaughn Vaughn's channel, Sweatbox. We back, we live, we active here on the channel. Yes, indeed. Alright, let's talk some Justice League spoilers. Spoiler alert, this is the spoiler review for Justice League. I went and saw it on Thursday at the preview showing. Today is Saturday, so I know I'm late getting my review up. But anyway, you know, let's talk about this movie, man. As of course, you know what I'm saying, just like with every DC EU film, it's just everybody's on anticipated bait review, and then I'm gonna try to do a whole separate video on the review process and my feelings on Rotten Tomato and the critics reviews and all of that of Justice League. So I'm gonna talk about that in a separate video. So this is basically just gonna be a strict review. So let's talk about the movie. My thoughts on the movie. I thought it was fucking dope. I thought the movie was dope. Does it have flaws? Yes. But all comic movies have flaws. I'm tired of people talking about movies like they don't have flaws. I'm tired of people talking about Marvel movies like they don't have mad flaws. They're still great movies, but they got crazy flaws. Just like the DCEU movies are great movies, but they still got crazy flaws. Just like the Lord of the Rings movies, great movies, crazy flaws. They all got flaws. I don't understand what's up with these critics as of late that say because this movie has this and this, it makes it just a terrible movie. But then they the opposite movie in same Marvel, and I only say it's Marvel DC because those are the two big things when it comes to cinematic universes. So they're automatically in competition with each other, and the natural competition of Marvel and DC from the comics in general. So it's gonna be there. I'm a fan of both, so I'm personally not comparing the two. But that's what it comes down to when you feel like, from fan perspective, when you feel like Marvel, all they do is win and all they do is put out great movies, which they do. They put out great movies. But you look at the DCEU movies, and I feel like, yeah, first of all, they're way far behind. They only have 5 of them. Marvel's got like 15. You know, but I feel like, man, the DCEU movies are still awesome movies, especially for comic book fans. You're still getting awesome comic book references. I don't know if everybody got someone on that might have or not. You're still getting awesome comic book references for comic book fans. It's great. You get to see your characters on the screen and done with great care. They may not hit every story beat, but they're still done with great care. This is DCE over here. That's why I'm putting my hand up. Marvel's over here. I'm not talking because Marvel's whatever. I just feel like, and I do feel like, I sometimes, because I don't want to feel like, but sometimes you look at how things are ranked. I saw Thor Ragnarok and I've seen DC and I saw Justice League within a month span of each other. Those movies are both equally good. I don't understand how Rotten Tomato gives Thor 90 and then Rotten Tomato gives Justice League 44 or 40%, wherever it's at right now. It boggles my mind that there's not that huge of a separation between the quality of those movies. There's not. I refuse to agree with you that there's not. Do both of those movies have flaws? Well, if you want to argue one's better than the other by a smaller margin, yeah. But those two movies are not that different as far as quality. It's ridiculous that it's insane. And it's ridiculous because the money that's gonna get lost or not made because of reviews, and now people are like, oh, and it's people are stupid, people are sheep. If they hear one person say this movie sucks, there's gonna be 10 people that automatically agree with that one person, especially if that one person has any kind of a pulpit, any kind of a bully pulpit, any kind of a pulpit where he can speak to masses and he has any kind of a influence. You're saying with great power comes great responsibility. Comics teach us so much. I haven't even gotten to my review. But this is all things that need to be said. I might even have to do my other video because this is all things that need to be said. Anyway, so Justice League is a dope movie, man. It's a dope movie. You have you have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, all together on the screen in what is a quality story. It's not the greatest story, but guess what? It's the first Justice League movie. You don't come out of the gates with the first Justice League movie, Darkseid comes to Earth and slaves Superman. You can't do it. You can't, not in the first movie. Even Avengers, as great as it was, I'm not going to do it. You just don't do it. So why is everybody again? Steppenwolf was not the greatest villain, but he was a serviceable villain. The mother boxes were serviceable MacGuffins. You have to have them. It's fine. I don't care. That's all that is relevant because guess what? What was important? The team dynamic was awesome. Flash was awesome. Aquaman was awesome. Wonder Woman killed it, of course. I love how they put her in the leadership role. I love the conflict between her and Batman over bringing back Superman. I love Batman, whether Ben Affleck stays or not. Whether Jake Gyllenhaal takes over as Batman, who knows? I don't care. This was dope. This is dope. I love how, and like I said, the movie does, you can hear, and being that this is a review, let's talk about some small critiques. Because the movie does feel a little rushed. It's 2 hours. The under 2 hour, the mandatory 2 hour runtime did hurt it. Because you can tell so many scenes are truncated, and you can see from the trailers, there's so many scenes that aren't in the movie that from the trailers. The movie does feel truncated, but even though it still has a great pace, you still don't feel like you miss anything. You understand why the team comes in, the motivations, Cyborg's backstory of him having such a connection to the mother boxes because he was birthed from them. You know what I'm saying? You understand it. He's the base tone of the movie as far as the emotional tone. The return of Superman, while you may not agree with how they use them, I think they're using plot devices that are already in the movie. It's great. Yeah, so they didn't use the fact, well, because he just needed time to heal or whatever. I don't care. He's back. His return was great. You got an awesome fight between him and the League when he comes back. You get, which probably was the best scene to me. Well, I don't know if it was the best scene, but it was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. When he's handling the League, they're all trying to restrain him, and Flash is like, I'm going to just sneak up behind this dude. He ain't even going to see me. He's Superman, but I'm the Flash. Yeah, he starts moving. This nigga Superman's like, I see you, son. He's like, and then when he turns his head, Flash like, oh, wow, this dude sees me. I might be fucked. And then he starts to stay, and then they scrap. Superman's swinging on him and missing, and the movement where Flash is like, tries to push him. It's so awesome because he's not able to, because yeah, he's super speed, he's super flash. Superman is still super strong. You're still not just going to be able to push him like you can push everybody else, Flash. He does push Superman a little, but Flash gets thrown back against the wall. It's awesome. This is awesome stuff from the comics that as a comic fan, as a comic book fan of all comics, DC and Marvel, you love to see things like this because you've seen it on the pages of the comics and you've seen it in the animated adaptations on many different times, and it's so great to finally see it in live action. So it was awesome. It's awesome. The scene of Batman returning and Superman seeing Batman, Wonder Woman trying to intervene, them having the headbutts, the headbutts, and then Superman's like, what? I mean, he's Superman. He's definitely the most powerful member of the Justice League, which is why you can't do the movie without him. Him grabbing Batman. Batman's like, look, I had to do it, bro. The world needs you. And Superman's like, yeah, they don't need you, though. They don't need you. And then he hits him with the line that just ties it all together. Tell me, do you bleed? I was like, come on, man. They're killing it. This movie was dope, man. Get out of here. I'll argue you to the death if you tell me this movie's not dope. We can argue about plot points and things like that. But as a comic fan, if you're not a comic fan and you don't like this movie, fine, that's fine. You get the pass. You don't like it, you're not a comic. But if you're a comic fan and you don't like this movie, stop, man. Stop being bitter and picky and fickle, man. These characters are brought to life awesomely. It's all dope. And then the final scene. Now here's the gripe. Some of the CGI, yeah, it was corny. The whole, whatever was happening when Steppenwolf was making the Unity once he got the 3 mother boxes together. Whatever was going on with that, what was causing the city, that was whack. It was whack. I didn't care for that in the state. But here's the thing about it. I did enjoy the fact that for the first time, yeah, there was people that needed saving, and the Justice, that was dope. The fact that there's still people, that family that didn't run for some reason when parademons were taking over their house. That was ridiculous too. But I didn't. Again, that's minor plot points. So but the fact that when Flash is saving them, and then Superman comes and he's saving them, we'll get to that in a minute. The fact that they're saving people, but there's not an entire city at stake. There's many times when the Justice League fights, I don't need for the first time for them to be fight that their Metropolis is under siege. First of all, we already saw that in Man of Steel, so we don't need to. So it was cool that this was, even though they were still saving the world, for a lot of the people, they didn't even realize this was going, because it didn't. They were able to save the world before it started to affect the whole world, which is great Justice Leaguing. Which is what you want from the League. The League at its best is when they can contain a thing before it starts to affect too many civilians. Their job is overall global protection. You know what I'm saying? Of course, some of them are assigned to certain areas: Gotham, Metropolis, Central City. You know what I'm saying? London in this case for Wonder Woman. So it's great. You know what I'm saying? It's great. Atlantis. And so all of that is awesome. But the Justice League goal is to protect the planet as a whole. So for them to be able to contain Steppenwolf before, to basically stop him before he can even start to take over the world, is what they're supposed to do. I loved that. That is the League. That is the Justice League. And that final battle with Justice League, when they're fighting him and then they're struggling, because of course Steppenwolf is a formidable villain if Superman's not there. Aquaman, Batman, Flash, and Wonder Woman and Cyborg, they're going to have trouble with him. He's going to give them trouble. But once Superman gets there, ass whooping. I mean, he hits him. Bam, he's down. Bam, he's down. Then Superman leaves to go save some people because Flash had already left to save some people, which brings it to one of the best scenes in the movie of Flash pushing the truck, saving the family. He gets there. He looks over and Superman's carrying a whole building full of people. Flash is like, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's what he does. I can't do that, but I saved y'all though. Good looking out. And then go to that, and then you cut right back to the Steppenwolf fight, and Aquaman. They're starting to get the upper hand. Aquaman hits him. Wonder Woman gives him that, blows him into the wall, and then you see Superman flying in from, hey, is this guy still bothering you? Boom, drops him. Bam, full mount MMA style. Bam, ground and pound, then hits him with the laser eyes like, I mean, that's just vintage Superman, vintage Justice League. Grabs him, tosses him to the side like, all right, I'm done with him. Superman's like, can we please get this over with? This dude is whack. He's not even worth my time. I got Lois waiting at a restaurant. I'm going to say to the world, go get my piece. We about to have a nice romantic dinner because I just came back to life and I ain't even got a chance to hit this yet. Can we please get this done? I'm tired of this dude. So he manhandles him real quick. Goes, separates the mother boxes. Am I going to die doing this? Because I don't want to die. I just got back. I still got Lois waiting at the restaurant right now. Can we do this? Separates the boxes. Bam. I'm all right. Okay, we good. Justice League form, we good? Oh, we still got to do this? Steppenwolf gets up, freezes his axe. I mean, it was all vintage Justice League. I loved every minute of it. So when they defeat Steppenwolf, the ending of the movie, I'm going to rewind back for a second before we get to the end. Let's talk about before they bring Superman back. The fight scene in the tunnel that was all the that you're seeing in the when Aquaman makes his first appearance and stuff. That was great. The scene of Flash running against the wall, touching Wonder Woman's sword. It's all dope, okay? All of it just had so many classic Justice League moments. All right, so let's talk about the end of the movie and the post-credit scenes, and then I'll give the final score. The end of the movie, the league comes together. Barry Allen gets a job working for the forensics. Excuse me. Batman saves Superman's farm in a great scene. So how were you able to save the farm? I bought the bank. Of course you would, Bruce. Of course Bruce Wayne would buy the bank. And then it shows him back in Gotham doing the work. It shows Superman back in Metropolis doing the work. Look up in the sky. It was awesome. This movie's great, man. Go see this movie. It's great. I don't care what the numbers are. 85, 90. They're talking about, oh, it might not even get 100 million. I don't care. It's still an awesome movie. And even if we don't get a Justice League 2, which we probably will, Aquaman's already done. So we're still going to get Aquaman, even though we got to wait till December. Okay? I'm going to need a Justice League 2. But here's what's going to happen. Aquaman's going to be great. Whatever, Flashpoint's going to be great. And then they're going to build off that the Batman's going to be great. And then they're going to have the momentum back. And they're like, let's do Justice League again. We'll bring everybody back for the Justice League. So it's going to be dope, man. Don't nobody trip. DC ain't going nowhere regardless of what anybody says about Justice League. This movie was dope. Let's talk about the post-credit scenes. Post-credit scene 1. Another great nod to true comic book fans who know we finally get the Flash versus Superman race teaser at least. Well, we get a good one. It was dope. It's dope. The whole scene. If I win, you're off the team, right? So it's dope. So that was all awesome. And then the final post-credit scene, the reveal that Lex Luthor has been broken out of jail by Deathstroke, and they're teaming up to form either Injustice League or the Legion of Doom. One of the two. Either way, I'm happy with both of them. I love it. I love where I think that's where we should go before we even talk about Darkseid. I don't even think we should do Darkseid till Justice League 3. I think we should do, they should build up through Aquaman, Flashpoint, and the Batman film. They should build up the Injustice League or the Legion of Doom, and then they should have them fight the Legion of Doom in Justice League 2, and then after that, then build up Darkseid. You can even drop hints through Darkseid through all of those movies, especially if you guys do Green Lantern Corps. That could be your biggest opening to Darkseid. So anyway, just like any fan, I'm giving my tips to the Hollywood world out there. It's time to wrap up this movie review for Justice League. I'm going to give this movie, I love this movie. I think it's a good movie. Don't listen to the critics except for me. Listen to me. I'm the best critic. Just joking. I'm going to give this movie 8.5, man. 8.5 out of 10. I really, really like this movie. I love how it continues the continuity of the DCEU. I like it, man. We're 5 movies in now. Let's keep it rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? Suicide Squad has definitely been the low point of the DCEU, and I still enjoy Suicide Squad for what it was. The last 30 minutes of it was garbage. Enchantress doing this was terrible, but I still loved it. You know what I'm saying? I think of every one of these movies in both Marvel and DCU. Every one of these movies is another issue of a comic. And they're all not going to be great, but they're still enjoyable, and they all connect. That's why you make it a universe. So I love it. 8.5 is my score for Justice League. Definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. It's definitely worth your time. Definitely worth your money. Shouts out to the DCEU for doing a great job. It's your boy, Mr. Von. Mr. Von's channel, Sweatbox. Make sure you keep it locked right here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, make sure you check out all my other videos too. I got a whole bunch of other videos on the channel. Until next time, you know how we do. Peace. 100, y'all.
Yeah. Mr. Von. Sweatbox. Let's go. We celebrating on this one, baby.